Title: Redemption, Retaliation, and Reconnection. A storm brews in Port Charles. In the ever-shifting web of secrets, betrayals, and second chances that define life in Port Charles, a new wave of emotional reckoning is set to crash across three pivotal characters: Rick Lansing, Tracy Quartermaine, and Dante Falconeri. Each stands at a personal crossroads, forced to confront the consequences of their past decisions, some out of desperation, others out of ambition, and some simply because they can no longer look away from the damage left in their wake. As the temperature rises, so too do the stakes, setting the stage for confessions, power plays, and deeply personal reconciliations that may either heal old wounds or tear open new ones. Rick Lansing, long known for operating in the grayest shadows of legality, finds himself forced to reckon with a choice that once seemed justifiable but now gnaws at his conscience. In his calculated effort to outmaneuver Alexis Davis in a long-standing legal and financial feud, Rick hid Elizabeth Weber, weaponizing her absence to manipulate circumstances in his favor. The result: a significant financial gain at Alexis's expense and a moral debt that has since begun to drown him. For Rick, the weight of guilt isn't just about what he did, it's about who he hurt. The revelation that his maneuvering cost Elizabeth her freedom and Alexis her trust in those closest to her has fractured more than just legal alliances. It's damaged reputations, friendships, and the illusion of stability. Now, Rick has come to understand that the path forward cannot be paved in denial. Apologizing to Alexis, once unthinkable, is now a necessity. Even more shocking is his decision to return the ill-gotten funds. For Rick, this isn't merely an attempt at redemption, it's a rare act of humility from a man who has long survived by domination, not admission. Whether Alexis will accept the apology is uncertain, but the gesture itself marks a turning point. Rick isn't just trying to make amends. He's trying to rebuild the version of himself that he lost somewhere along the way, a man once capable of decency, now struggling to find the road back. Meanwhile, in another corner of Port Charles, Tracy Quartermaine finds herself in the rare and unsettling position of being outmaneuvered. The matriarch of the Quartermaine clan, never one to allow herself to be cornered, has recently come under fire in a scheme that placed her legacy and influence in jeopardy. Though the specifics remain closely guarded, sources suggest that Tracy's recent business miscalculation, or possible betrayal by someone within her circle, has left her both exposed and enraged. Tracy is no stranger to retaliation, and what she's planning now is nothing short of a masterstroke. With her pride wounded and her empire vulnerable, Tracy is preparing to strike back in the only way she knows how, with calculated precision and unapologetic force. She has already begun to reassess her allies, combing through boardroom connections and family ties alike to identify who can be trusted and who will be sacrificed. For those who underestimated her resolve, the message is simple: Tracy Quartermaine may have been cornered, but she will not be caged. In fact, there are whispers that she's laying the groundwork for a bold corporate acquisition, the kind that could reshape the power dynamics in Port Charles for years to come. Her enemies may have struck first, but Tracy intends to make sure she strikes last. While Rick and Tracy grapple with external battles and internal reckonings, Detective Dante Falconeri is fighting a war of the heart. Having spent years devoted to the law, Dante now finds himself caught in the delicate process of healing a deeply personal rift with his own son, Giovanni Cerullo. The emotional distance between Dante and Gio is more than just generational, it's the product of missed time, misunderstood motivations, and unresolved pain. For Gio, the absence of a father figure created a void filled by resentment and confusion. For Dante, the regret of not being present during Gio's formative years is a wound that won't close without effort, honesty, and vulnerability. Now, Dante is attempting to build a bridge between them, one heartfelt conversation at a time. He knows that approaching Gio isn't about grand gestures or forced bonding, it's about consistency, empathy, and the willingness to listen more than speak. But even as Dante makes these efforts, he's aware that Gio is wary. Years of feeling abandoned cannot be erased overnight. Still, Dante persists, hopeful that beneath Gio's guarded exterior is a young man who longs for connection as much as he does. As the summer sun beats down on Port Charles, the emotional undercurrents run deep. Rick's confession and restitution could either mark the beginning of healing or the opening of legal retaliation from Alexis. Tress's looming power play threatens to upend corporate alliances and personal loyalties in one swift, calculated blow. And Dante's tentative efforts to reconnect with Gio could either redeem their fractured relationship or solidify the distance that's plagued them for years. In a town where truth is often weaponized and forgiveness is a currency more precious than gold, every decision carries weight. Rick's apology may cost him power, but it may earn him something far more valuable: peace. Tress's wrath, if unleashed, could devastate those who thought she'd grown soft with age. And Dante's pursuit of fatherhood, in all its messy and fragile glory, could restore a connection long thought broken beyond repair. No matter how it unfolds, one thing is clear: Port Charles is bracing for impact. The choices made today will echo through tomorrow, and as each character charts their next move, the question remains: who will rise from the ashes of regret, and who will be consumed by it? The answers, as always, lie not just in what they say, but in what they choose to do next.